Hi everyone. We at mkdev have gathered questions about Google Cloud Platform that are often asked by beginner engineers, and I invited Pablo, our top GCP expert and co-founder of mkdev, to answer these questions for you. Hi Pablo.
Hello,
Uh,
everyone.
so let's start from the basics. What is Google Cloud Platform for someone who is just taking the first steps in infrastructure configuration and administration?
I think that Google Cloud Platform for a person who is starting is one of the others, because we have to say that, one of the others cloud infrastructure companies that are in the market, like AWS, like Azure. But the main difference is that is the way that you're going to have to not only to move the whole infra to the new environments, it's going to be to the way to increase in dynamic way, the way to start to use the new technologies, the way to be able to use databases that it was impossible to you to install years ago. Because the good point is, as you will see, that this is good not only for the big companies, it's very good for the little companies too.
That sounds great, but how exactly can Google Cloud Platform improve my application or infrastructure beyond what I can do on my own using conventional hardware?
So before, when you had the conventional hardware, you were stick to the hardware that you have in the company, to your data center. You have these machines,
Mhm.
and you want to grow up, you need to cable a new machine and plug. Now you have infinite options. In Google Cloud, you have Cloud Run, you have Kubernetes, you have Cloud Functions, you have infinite number of options that you can have to have a dynamic growth. And to be able to to increase your capacity, or to reduce the capacity that you are going to have in your
Mhm.
company. This depends of the needs that you have.
So it's like infinitely scalable.
Yeah, more or less, yes.
Mhm.
It's infinity and beyond.
Okay, let's say I am a development team leader. And how and by what signs can I realize that our application needs the Google Cloud Platform and that we need to migrate to GCP?
Well, if as soon as you see that your code, for example, imagine, can be embedded inside a container. As soon as you see that you are stick an enclosed environment and you cannot grow, as soon as you can see that you want to use techniques like, for example, even a simple pipeline or thing like that, at this
Mhm.
moment is when you're going to discover that you need to use one of the cloud providers. In this case, Google Cloud, but you can use AWS, you can use Azure, but in this case, Google Cloud is going to give to you all these options that really you need to grow, because if not, you're going to be stuck.
Speaking about other infrastructure as a service providers, how is Google Platform different from them?
So more or less, we can say that all the big companies are trying to do the same. So the main difference
Mhm.
is that normally the companies are stick to the software of the other companies. For example, you have some kind of software that is delivered by Google, and then you need to stick there. Or you started to work with other companies. In whatever case, what the most of the companies are doing these days, they are using 2 or 3 cloud environments.
Mm.
Because the problem is, what happens if there is a problem with Google Cloud or there is a problem with Amazon, then I can have the 3 of them or 2 of them, and I can split my application in 2 components. And for that, for example, Google has something fantastic that is called Anthos, that is able to you to make combine all these other companies. This is something that is only in Google, for example.
And what if we are not a big company in general and have a small development team? Would the Google Cloud Platform be a good choice for us?
Yes, for sure. This is a good thing, because, for example, if you're a little company, you can have, like, for example, we have an application called Climora, and this is based in something called Cloud Run, that is a container way to deploy code, and you can only spend 30 euros per month, 40, 50 euros per month in infra, and it's something that is impossible to do, because if you were working in the old ways, only one machine could cost to you 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So, but now here, with only 30 euros per month, you have a complete infra deployment for the application up and running, and with customers working there. And if you have more customers, you pay more. It's simple. It's super good.
Is it safe to say that for smaller teams, Google Cloud Platform is always a better choice than sticking to conventional hardware because it's cheaper?
Yes, for a smaller team, yes. And then even you need to think something. If you are a small team, you need to have a guy in DevOps who knows
Mm.
DevOps. You need to know have a guy who knows infra. You need to know. You need to have a person who is able to deploy, to change, to make backups, to maintain. And
Mhm.
at the end, you reduce all this complexity because this is the way how the cloud providers are working. They are removing all these layers of complexity, adding
Mhm.
themselves. They add the price for that for sure. You need to pay a price for this simplicity because what they do is they give to you simplicity to the process. But this simplicity, what is given to you too, is a cost, but really save to you a lot of jobs that you need to hire.
That sounds kind of simple, but are there any prerequisites that needs to be met before starting to use the Google Cloud Platform? For example, do I have to know any specific programming language or have to perfectly understand of how network works, IP addresses, DNS, and that sort of thing?
For sure that okay, let's see. You need to have a knowledge. Okay, it's not that you need to
Well,
be a
obviously.
developer. You don't need to be an expert in network, but as soon as you grow, you need to understand how these things are working. But the good thing is that you can have your company and you can have another company that is helping you doing these things. You can have a group of experts like us that is going to be there and is going to help you how to set up your DNS, set up your network, set up your
Mhm.
infra, and you only need to focus on what you are good, coding, that this is what you are doing.
Mhm. So that's basically the main benefit of switching to infrastructure as a service provider. So I have to stick to what I like, what I know, to coding, and let everything else run by someone else, by GCP.
No, yes, this is the point because at the end, when you do that, you are saving all this money that the company needs to have in not only one person because this human needs to be on vacation, maybe is sick, maybe has COVID, whatever thing. So, but the good
Hope
thing is
knows.
that yes, who knows? You can focus in what you are good. You are good developing because you made this app, and this crazy app is wow, magnificent. So, but now what you do is you leave to others to do something simple that is only control the infra while we are in a different place. We don't need to be in your office. And this is something very good because everything that happened with the cloud infra is remote. And this is magnificent.
And for someone who is just starting to learn Google Cloud Platform, what would you recommend for those starting to learn GCP? How to spend their time most effectively, and where should they start?
So I recommended, for example, first watch videos about Google Cloud. And you have very good videos in our YouTube channel about Google Cloud because there are plenty of videos. And if not our videos, you have plenty of videos about many other people doing very, very good videos. I recommended you articles. You have plenty of articles in Google, and we have in our page in mkdev.me. You have plenty of articles too. And for sure, I recommended you to our workshop because it's a way to start to understand, not for you as a person, for you as a company, in whatever way that you want to do, is the perfect way to understand how Google is working, and is the perfect way to be able to later on deploy your own application and and do you alone. And this is very good.
Okay, tell me more about that Google Cloud Platform workshop on mkdev. How can it help me learn GCP faster?
Okay, it's a 5 days workshop, and in every one of the days, what we're going to do is we are going to practice uh, how's working the most important things in Google for you as a little
Mhm.
company. Because for you, the important thing is to understand how is the network working. For example, what is a VPC, what is a SAT network. But it's important to you to understand how is working Cloud Run, because this is the, let's say, the most important application that you're going to need to have while you are a little medium company, because is the best way to deploy a cheap application. You're going to learn, for example, how is working Cloud Function. You're going to understand what is GKE, how is working the Kubernetes. You're going to understand how the most important components are working. We need to understand that there are hundreds of components, but the most important are going to be there.
Great. And who can attend the Google Cloud Platform workshop on mkdev? Let's say I have some more experienced developers in my team. Will they be able to benefit from this workshop?
Yes, what we used to do is at the beginning of every workshop, we prepare an assessment and then we talk with everyone and we understand what is the level of everyone of the team. And after that, depends on the size of the team. If there is a big amount of people, we can divide into workshops, one for the MOX experts, and then we can change or adapt the workshops for them, and another for the less experienced people. But if this is not the case and it's a little team, no problem, because always there is a space for everyone. There will be things for people who is starting to understand what is that, and there will be things for people who is expert and they only want to improve what they already know. So we start everything from scratch and then we talk with the companies first to understand what they want to do.
So it is safe to say no one will be bored and everybody will learn something.
Okay, about board or not board, I can make jokes, but this is depends of the attitude. But what I mean is that everyone is going to learn this for sure, 100%, and everyone is going to to understand how it's working, and everyone is going to be able to later on use this technology. Later on, this is a, let's say, workshop. If you want or you don't want to use this technology later on, this is up to you or up to your company. So it's not that what we are going to give to you. We are going to give to you the tools and the and the way to work with this
Mhm.
with Google Cloud. Later on, what you do with these tools is up to you. You can make a table or you can make a rocket.
Okay, that makes sense. I have one last question from me though. How is the process organized in the workshop on mkdev? Is it more like a lecture or will we be able to communicate and interact with you in the process?
No, it is completely interactive and is, let's say, 80% is exercises and 20% is lectures, because at the end I need to explain how the things are working. You cannot, okay, let's do that. But what is that? You need to explain everything. But okay, it's 80-20. And every moment when someone has a question, we stop, we do that. We have, if you have a problem, we can check for the next day. We can have exercises for everyone, different exercises in particular. But it's something that is 100% interactive. It's not like these typical workshops that even you think that the guy is not there, that is recorder, like a summit.
Mhm.
But okay, it is completely, absolutely interactive.
That's actually good to know. Thank you, Pablo, for answering my questions. And for those who are watching us, I hope this has been useful and has given you an idea of whether you need GCP or not and where to start learning it. And if you need more information, there are links to the videos and to the articles mentioned by Pablo in the description. And there is also a link to sign up for an upcoming GCP workshop. Do it today because the number of seats are limited. Pablo, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you at work. And you guys, don't forget to subscribe and give us likes.
Many likes, many likes.
The cloud tech industry is evolving so fast. Do you keep up with it by improving your skills or upskilling your team? At mkdev, we offer a variety of workshops for just that, from the basics to expert knowledge. Before delivering our workshops and training sessions, we carry out a detailed assessment of each participant. To make sure the workshop is helpful for you and your team, we will add more content to it or throw out what you already know. Or we create a custom workshop specifically for the needs of your team and the specifics of your project.